What's up, my YouTube family? Sergeant Graybeard with another Division 2 video. Today is Tuesday, March 2nd, and as always, I hope this message finds you healthy and safe. In today's video, my friends, I'm going to be doing our weekly update where I go over the weekly vendor resets for DC, New York, as well as the Dark Zone, and I also talk about a few things that I feel you should be doing every Tuesday. Now, if you happen to be new to the channel, first of all, welcome. Secondly, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family. And if you enjoyed this or found it helpful at all, take a quick second and hit that like button. It really helps us out. Finally, as most of you know, we have giveaways here, and our current one is for an Xbox Series X. However, more importantly, we will also be making a donation in the winner's name to St. Jude Children's Hospital for $500. The winner will be announced on April 4th of this year to celebrate the 1-year anniversary at the channel, and all you need to do to enter is either subscribe here or follow us on Twitter. Either way is fine. As always, my friends, please keep in mind that watching our content is not a requirement to win. Only watch the things here you may enjoy. That's why you have the option of entering via Twitter. Having said that, let's get into today's video. Most of you know by now that on Tuesday I also talk about any new league or global event that's beginning. However, none of those are taking place right now, and in regards to the weekly maintenance, nothing was announced, therefore nothing actually changed this week. One thing I'd like to mention really quick for the new players out there is that the season has been extended another 3 months. Therefore, if you've just started the manhunt, you have an ample amount of time to get the whole thing done. Moving on, my friends, today is also the day that the weekly projects reset, and it gives you an opportunity to get some exotic caches in the game, and they happen to be some of the easiest ways to do so. First of all, you have your weekly summit project, where all you need to do is complete 30 floors on the summit on any difficulty whatsoever. Next, you have your weekly shade requisition, where all you need to do is donate water, fabric, components, a few things like that. And finally, for those of you that have the ability to, you can get an exotic cache from doing a legendary mission. This week's is Roosevelt Island, so again, if you do have that ability to do that, I definitely recommend doing so. Finally, my friends, before we move on to the weekly vendor reset, I want to once again show you the location of the Snitch. Now, for those of you that may not know, finding the Snitch is how you're going to gain access to the gunrunner Cassie Mendoza, who becomes available every Wednesday. This happens to be where I find the gunrunner every week, and if you roll up and he's not there, I suggest resetting your control points, and he should show up within 1 or 2 attempts. You can see on the screen, my friends, that once you talk to the gunrunner, a timer will show up on when Cassie will become available tomorrow, and once you open your map, you'll see the location on where she's going to be. And for those of you that were asking, I will make sure to do a Cassie Mendoza video as well on weeks where she has some stuff that you really want to pick up. Having said that, my friends, let's get into the vendor reset. Most of you know by now I kind of ripped through this thing, but I will point out certain things you should pick up. Starting off in the White House, the swap chain. If you do not have that SMG, I strongly recommend getting it. One recommendation I have, and this is really for new players or people just returning, is take your time through the vendors, because you also want to keep a lookout for talents and attributes that can improve your recalibration library. Nothing else to really speak of at the first vendor. Now we're making our way to the clan vendor. Right out of the gate, we have the invisible hand. If you do not have this AR, pick it up. I absolutely love this thing. Moving on, we have a Foundry mask, which is pretty decent. We have a Negotiator's Dilemma knee pads, which were pretty good. Hardwired holster. We've got a pretty decent shotgun there. Pretty decent Vector. And when I say pretty decent, for me, I'm looking for 2 out of the 3 attributes to be close to maxed out. That way, what I can do is recalibrate the third one and then optimize the other pieces to really make that thing maxed. Now moving on to the campus, my friends, let's see what we have there as we open up the vendor. We'll probably have a named marksman rifle. That usually happens here every week. So we have the designated hitter, not that great of a roll. You may want to wait till another week. Another marksman rifle behind that. Next we have an LMG, Hannah U mask, not that good. Petrov holster, again, pretty decent. Then some mods and skill attachments. Now let's make our way to the theater. And as we get to the vendor, let's see what we have, my friends, as we open this up. Contractors Gloves, pick them up. Definitely, these are some of the best gloves in the game, and I strongly recommend at least getting 2 or 3 pairs. And the reason I say that is because it gives you the ability to make different versions of this glove. So for instance, you may want to max out the weapon damage and then optimize the other one, or you might want to take out weapon handling, change it to crit chance, and then, optimize weapon damage. The choice is up to you. Nothing else to really speak of there, so let's make our way to the first Dark Zone West. Now typically here we go. Definitely farming for this week. I love, this is a weapon I've been looking for a while, so I guarantee you I will be doing some farming in the Dark Zone. Most of you know from my previous videos is that I don't really go into the Dark Zone that often, so when it comes to buying things at the vendor, it really takes something I've been looking for a while, which makes me want to actually grind to get the credits in order to buy something. Therefore, for me, regarding the Dark Zone vendors, what I'm looking for on a weekly basis is this. I'm looking for weapons or items that I have not been able to find anywhere in the game, and I'm also looking for Dark Zone exclusive items that happen to be on sale. Moving on to Dark Zone South, my friends, starting off with the named SMG, the Grudge. Love this SMG, however, I would recommend farming for it in the open world, but again, it's up to you, and this is all dependent on the type of gameplay you like. Like, if you love going in the Dark Zone, hit this spot up. Moving on, we had another SMG and AR. We have a really nice handgun right there. Definitely recommend picking that thing up. Next, a Hunter's Fury backpack, body armor for Negotiator's Dilemma, another backpack. Nothing to really speak of. Then some mods and skill attachments. Now let's make our way to Dark Zone East. And as we roll up to Dark Zone East, what do we have, my friends? No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, and stop. Ooh, Hollow Man Mask. If you do not have one, grab this thing. It is absolutely awesome. It is a Dark Zone exclusive, and I strongly recommend farming for the credits to get this. And as I mentioned earlier, for me and my gameplay, this is exactly the type of gear that I'm looking for that will make me go into the Dark Zone, try to farm, go through all the steps you need to in order to be able to get the credits to get this thing. Now, having said that, some of you have reached out to the channel, newer players or people just returning or people who never have gone into the Dark Zone before, and you've been asking, how do you actually get the credits? What do you do when you get to the Dark Zone? Therefore, my friends, I want to take a quick second and break down how you do it. So you can see here, I'm in the Dark Zone, killed some NPCs, some loot dropped, and I'm looking through it and there's nothing that I really like. So I mark all of them as junk. Now, what I do at that point is I deconstruct everything. And what you'll see in a second is after I deconstruct those 5 items, I will have 5 Dark Zone resources, and that will be added to my resources that are already in my inventory. So as you can see, there are a lot of steps in order to get these resources to buy things from the Dark Zone vendor. However, when it comes to certain items, it is definitely going to be worth the grind. And as we make our way to the final vendors in New York, once again, I want to remind you, really take your time when you're going through the vendors, and especially look for things that can improve your library in regards to talents and attributes. With all of that being said, my friends, I want to once again take a moment and thank you all for your continued support. The month of February was insane for this channel. We got over 2,000 subscribers, and I cannot tell you how thankful I am that you're a part of this family. And one thing I want to mention as we wrap this thing up, we all know that the game right now is kind of in a holding point until we find out what the future looks like. But as I've said before, I keep playing this game, I love this game, and as long as you guys are watching this content, I will continue to make it. As I mentioned at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this, you can hit that like button as well. But most importantly, as always, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.